how to use ArchiveOrg to analyze expired domains. In this video, I will talk about my practical experience of using the web archive to analyze expired domains that I buy through auctions. Analysis at ArchiveOrg is the most important step in studying the quality of domains before buying. If you're subscribed to my channel, you can find videos on the rest of the work on searching, analyzing, and buying expired domains. I will have the links to those videos in the description. I'll walk you through those simple but essential steps for working with ArchiveOrg, which are necessary for the qualitative assessment. First, I want to tell you how to do the initial analysis of the domain before buying it at auction. First, search in Spamzilla, and based on filters and sorting, I find domains according to the given parameters. I determine the most trustworthy domains for myself. Second, I make sure to disclose information to ZScore about the domain where there's an archive tab. Third, in the Spamzilla service, I can see a few site snippets with domain life history because it's connected to Archives Index. Yes, this is a very modest sample and the data is only sometimes up to date. By accessing ArchiveOrg directly, I will have a lot more data. I watch all ZScore tabs, and if the initial assessment of the domain suits me, I do a link analysis in Majestic. Fifth, the most important step in analyzing domain is the ArchiveOrg. I will show you an analysis of the kidney urology org domain as an example of the ArchiveOrg's analysis. This domain has now lost some rankings, but recently it was at the top for thousands of supplement-related search queries. This is a very interesting example, and among my videos you can find a case study for this domain, so you should get acquainted with it. So let's analyze the domain in ArchiveOrg. First, enter the domain kidney urology in ArchiveOrg. Next, look at the general timeline and see that the site was founded in 2002. Very long story. Second, but we're most interested in the last months of the domain life in its original form because we want to understand at what stage it was expired and whether the site was strong as in its best years just before it became expired, or it was both and sold by spammers. Third, I found that the site last had its original look in January 2022. Then, on the archive history calendar, I see a very active phase. Indeed, in May 2022, the domain was bought at an auction and a new WordPress site was built on it. Active work on adding content to the new site has begun. Fourth, by evaluating ArchiveOrg's screenshots of the site's previous life, you can see a lot of content that can be copied to the new site. For what? The fact is, the old content can be a trigger for Google to retain its original purpose. Before copying all content to a new site, I usually just create new posts in WordPress. Check if the content is published elsewhere. You don't want duplicates. Often sites became expired because the owners redirect a domain to a new one and forgot to renew the old one. If such a redirect exists for more than a year before the domain expires, this may permanently transfer backlinks SEO juice to the new domain. I never buy domains without any archive index 302 redirect. It's temporary. If I see one, I ignore it. After all, from the SEO point of view, it doesn't affect the transfer of link juice to another site. So the analysis of the domain by years and months shows that it was not in the hands of spammers before. I love buying freshly dropped domains. They still look original and Google loves them. Now imagine that you saw a spam content in the domain history in the last months of its life. Then you see a new WordPress site with Viagra content. In this case, immediately refuse to buy a domain. It has already been bought and dropped by spammers. In my course, I made lessons about working with ArchiveOrg and other services for comprehensive site analysis. Be sure to buy access to my course at a discount and you can make a big business buying expired domains to create money sites. If you need help buying domains, book my online consultation and I will help you to find domains to buy. Subscribe to my channel where I post the latest SEO techniques and reviews of affiliate programs. Stay tuned.